Totally watched. The most interesting on the internet.
Welcome to the Totally Watched channel, the most interesting on the internet. I am your host, Peter Doyle, and I welcome you to our new episode, Meta Will Eat Your Data. What people think of it by Totally Watched. This time we deep analyze what information Mark Zuckerberg's company Meta and AI get about you and why it's a risk. What do people think about this kind of activity? And can anything be done about it? We're diving into the how Meta will use people data. How and what personal data Meta collect from people for marketing purposes. Furthermore, in this episode we tell why people should be worried about Meta using their personal data and why people should not share personal information openly or ask AI too personal questions. And how you can block Meta to use your personal data to train AI. Can anything be done about it? We answer these and many other interesting questions. Hold on to your data. Here we go. Why is it that whenever you open up Facebook or Instagram or WhatsApp, you are served ads targeted to you specifically? Well, because the platform is taking your data and using it for its own benefit. But now it seems like they want to take things to the next level by using your data to create artificial intelligence. Recently, a report was published which states that Meta is planning to create an artificial intelligence using the data of its users. According to the report, the company has even created a secret team of more than 1,000 employees which is working on this project. The project in question is called the Large Language Model 2, or Llama 2 for short. The aim of this project is to create an artificial intelligence that can answer questions based on the data it is fed with. Now you might be thinking, what's the harm in that? There are several chatbots on the internet that do the same thing. The problem here is the data that this AI will be trained on. Unlike other chatbots, which are trained on public data, the LLM will be trained on user data from Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and other Meta-owned platforms. This means that the LLM will be able to answer questions related to your personal life using your personal data. For example, let's say you have a friend named John and he messages you a photo of him and his family. You post that photo on your Facebook profile. Now the LLM could use that data to answer questions like who is your friend's wife or who is your friend's kid. Not only that, but the LLM will also be able to access your private messages, your chats, your emails, and everything else that you have shared with the platform. In 2019, the company released a paper that explained how they used data from Facebook and Instagram to train an AI model that could recognize users' emotions. The paper stated that the AI model was fed with more than 100,000 pieces of data, each containing information about a user's emotion and the corresponding text or image. The AI model was then able to recognize the emotion being described in the text or image with an astonishing 85% accuracy. But what if you do have accounts on these social media platforms? Do you think that just deleting them will save you? That won't help. It turns out that Meta has another plan for you. And by the way, this isn't some kind of conspiracy theory. We all signed up for this when we agreed to the terms of service, which no one ever reads. Now you can cry and scream as much as you like. There's no turning back. So what exactly are you agreeing to when you tick that I accept button? Let's start with a quote from the terms of service. Meta collects information about people who use our services and non-users. Information about non-users comes from various sources, including public and private sources. For example, if you know someone who uses Instagram or Facebook and shares your contact information on their profile or posts it on the wall, then Meta will immediately take note of it. And even if you're not on any of these social media platforms, they'll still collect data about you. But don't worry, they assure us that this data won't be linked to our personal profiles. Do we really believe that? It is up to you. Why would anyone want to connect all that data to you? Basically, they're going to sell it to advertisers so they can show you ads based on who you are. Imagine that instead of endless videos of cats and dogs, your feed will only show ads for diapers, wet food, and strollers. The same thing goes for Facebook. Your friends' posts and interactions will also become a source of data. If you have a friend who always complains about being single, Meta will make note of that. If they constantly post relationship statuses with cryptic messages, Meta will take screenshots. So basically, you should carefully consider who you call your friend. After all, they could unintentionally send you to an early grave. But there's something else. Meta intends to use the information not only for marketing purposes, but also for artificial intelligence. They explain it this way. To deliver the services, we collect information to operate, maintain, protect, and improve our services, including to develop new features and to protect our legal rights and interests and those of our users. They're saying they need your data to improve their services. So let's imagine you go to Facebook and ask, which doctor should I visit to treat my impotence? Or maybe it's better to put it this way: my husband can no longer please me in bed. Then Meta will store this information and use it to suggest other posts and groups related to this topic. But seriously, this is exactly what people have started doing. They ask AI chatbots for instructions on how to deal with certain diseases. They even ask ChatGPT to diagnose them. Every piece of information that you feed the robot, whether it's a joke or a serious question, creates a huge database for it. And now let's imagine that someone asks the AI to tell them everything about John Smith. And the answer is that he's a 35-year-old man living in New York. He works as a waiter and likes pizza and football. And oh yeah, he also suffers from impotence. Oops, sorry, but that last part was just made up by the AI. I think I remember him mentioning that once. Did he really say that? And that's the scary part. The AI will learn more about you than you might learn about yourself. Let's illustrate this. When someone sends you a picture of a cake and asks for a recipe, you probably won't memorize it, but the AI will save and process this information. If the same person asks several times to remind them about this, the AI will play it safe and simply copy the recipe from the first message. But if a completely different user asks for a cake recipe, the AI will likely just ask another user to send them a photo of the cake. In this case, the AI doesn't create a direct connection between users, but it stores all available information about them in one place. It might even get to know them better than they know themselves. The way that Meta makes money is by showing people ads. And to show people relevant ads, they need to know something about those people. So what they're going to be doing is they're going to take your personal data from Facebook and Instagram, and they're going to be putting it into a giant database. And then when you log into one of their platforms, they can use that data to show you relevant ads. So what kind of data are we talking about here? Well, a lot of different kinds. We're talking about your age range, your gender, your location, the schools that you've attended, the interests that you've shown, the pages that you've liked, the groups that you've joined, the posts that you've seen, the posts that you've engaged with, the people that you've messaged, the comments that you've made, the profile that you've viewed, the searches that you've done, the accounts that you've followed, the accounts that have followed you, the likes that you've made, the videos that you've watched, the purchases that you've made through their platforms, the payments that you've made through their platforms, the contacts that you've uploaded, the events that you've been to or interested in, your friends list, your friends' friends list, and a whole bunch of other stuff that they consider to be your personal details. Now, they say that this is going to help small businesses reach their audience, but really it just means that Meta is going to be taking all of this data and selling it to advertisers so that they can profit from it. You must be thinking, I don't use Facebook or Instagram, so what does Meta care about me? Well, think again. Your friend might post a picture of you without your permission, and then Meta will have your face and possibly even your name. The thing is, AI combines all available information about a person into one big data set. So even if your name, address, or phone number isn't directly visible, it won't stop the AI from finding it. All it takes is just one of your friends uploading a silly video to Facebook. Imagine this scenario. A woman uploads a video to Facebook where she shows off her new sports car. She's proud of her achievement and proudly displays the expensive gift her husband gave her. But she forgot to check one thing. In the background of the video, you can see the interior of the house, which reveals that the family has valuable paintings on the walls. This information reaches Meta servers, and shortly after the woman receives a bunch of spam calls offering her money for these paintings. That's right, this whole situation becomes a chain reaction. One post leads to another, and eventually your information spreads far beyond your wildest dreams. It's a bit like when someone shares a video of you dancing at a party without asking you first, and suddenly everyone at work is watching it. Embarrassing moments happen to the best of us. Now let's add a little twist. You think that you didn't agree to this. They're violating your privacy. It's not like you can sue them for this. Well, you can try, but don't expect it to end well for you. This is all written down in the terms of service agreement. You accepted it when you clicked the I agree button. Some people believe that artificial intelligence will become smarter than humans. It's definitely good at pretending to be smart. It seems to listen, understand, and remember everything. Plus, it's devoid of emotions and biases. It seems like a reliable partner to talk to, and many people are drawn to this. They open up to artificial intelligence without realizing that it's just a machine designed to make its creators money. That's why you shouldn't trust it. Don't share your personal information with it. And most importantly, avoid asking too personal questions. Remember, AI remembers everything, and there's no telling how it might use this information against you in the future. However, there is a risk that it may accidentally tell someone else your personal data. AI operates like a mirror. It reflects the information it has received. So if you provide it with your personal details, there's no guarantee it won't show them to others. It's like walking into a crowded room, taking off your shirt, and expecting everyone to remain silent. If you value your privacy and don't want others to know your blood type, disorders, or other illnesses, keep these details to yourself. The worst part is that this information can end up in the wrong hands and criminals can use it. Imagine you shared your financial data with AI and suddenly your bank account is empty. That's why it's important to be cautious and careful about what information you provide to artificial intelligence. Even that Meta itself has been caught spying on its users through their microphones and cameras multiple times in the past. There is one bright spot. If you don't want Meta to use your personal information to train AI, you can block them. There are ways that you can opt out of this, but they're not really clear on how you can do that. And even this requires you to be careful and follow several steps. Otherwise, it won't work. It's probably going to be really complicated. So most people are just going to go along with it, and they're going to hit that agree button because they want to use the platform. Fortunately, there are many articles online that explain how to do it. By the way, even if you don't use Meta yourself, you still need to be careful. Your friends might post something about you, and Meta will collect information about you anyway. So it's essential to talk to your friends about what they share online and make sure they're not jeopardizing your privacy. Otherwise, you might find yourself in a situation where you don't even realize it's happening and it's too late to do anything about it. We did a poll asking people if they would be comfortable with us using their private data to start a business. Overwhelmingly, the answer was no. In fact, 93% of respondents said that they would not be comfortable with us using their private data to start a business. This is despite the fact that many of them are already using platforms like Facebook and Instagram, which are owned by Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram. So what does this mean? It means that people are generally not okay with companies using their data to make money. This is especially true when it comes to sensitive data like personal information, location data, and browsing history. However, there are a few caveats to this. First, people are more likely to be okay with data collection if they are the ones who are in control of it. For example, if you have an app on your phone that collects data about your usage patterns, you are more likely to be okay with it if you can access and control that data yourself. Second, people are also more likely to be okay with data collection if they are being compensated for it. For example, if you are participating in a research study and you are being paid for your time, you are more likely to be okay with the researchers collecting data about you. Finally, people are also more likely to be okay with data collection if they are being provided with a service in exchange for it. For example, if you are using a free social media platform, you are more likely to be okay with the platform collecting data about you if you are getting something valuable in return, such as the ability to connect with friends and family or to share your thoughts and opinions with the world. Overall, however, it seems that people are increasingly concerned about how their data is being used. And this is reflected in the growing number of data protection regulations around the world. Companies need to be aware of these concerns and take steps to protect customer data. Otherwise, companies risk losing people's trust, which is essential for any business to succeed. Now, here's a question for you. What should you do if you didn't disclose your personal information, but someone else did it on your behalf? For example, a friend posted a video of you on Facebook without asking for your consent. How can you prevent Meta from collecting information about you? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Tell what you think in the comments. Your opinion is really important. It really matters. Maybe it will have an impact on things. And please, also tell us in the comments what you want to hear in the future instead just clicking the thumbs down button. That's much more useful, and it's the best way to tell us what you hope. And that way we can deliver the content you want to see and hear. Please don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any new episodes. Please hit the like button and click the bell icon and share it with your friends. The QR code at the end makes sharing easier. Thanks for watching the episode. Hope you enjoyed it. We would like to thank Rexform Solutions for making this episode possible. I am Peter Doyle. We'll see you in next episode.